right. So I just want to welcome everyone to the Empowered Woman series with our first guest speaker, Nina, as we talk about our journey through relationships. Hi, Gurjeet. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna, and I am a relationship mentor and spiritual mentor, a Reiki master teacher, and chakra healing expert. And I empower women to live their best life and do their healing work primarily through relationships. And I'm, really excited, being our first empowerment session is working through the relationships, and Nina and I are going to share a little bit about our journey through our relationships, and I guess where we've done our healing work and where it's taken us, and just to give some insight to anyone else who may be struggling in similar areas, and just give you some tips along the way. So Nina.
Hi.
Welcome. It's so nice to have you here.
Oh, thank you.
And
I'm flattered and honored that you asked me. That's awesome. Thank you for that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about your journey and, with relationships, and why this is something that you've really taken on for yourself too in your area of expertise, right?
Right. Yeah, I can start from the beginning. When before I was introduced to Reiki and chakra healing, I really did struggle with relationships. But as I was drawn to the Reiki, it was still, there was a lot of emotions that I had gone through previous to that. So right before I started the Reiki, I was feeling very disconnected, very sad, very hard to love. But that started a long time before that. And so I got married at 27. We had been dating for 6 years before that. So 27, it's time to get married. Let's do this. It was pretty much after that I found myself really struggling in maintaining relationships. I became very unhappy. I was unhappy. I found relationships were hard. They were hard for me to maintain. They took a lot of my energy.
Like all relationships you're talking about, or primarily like the marriage?
You know what? No, the marriage. Oh yeah, all relationships. All of my relationships.
Well, it's interesting how you said that, we're 27, let's do this. It's time. Like, is that what you felt? Okay.
Yeah, I loved him. Was I in love with him? I loved him. I knew he was good for me. He was a great guy. He was my soulmate at the time. Right? And I think after we got married, it just wasn't what I think I was. I know this now. I didn't know then, right? I know a lot more now.
So why do you say, can you describe maybe to even our, anybody who's on right now with us, what did him being your soulmate mean to you? Like, how did you recognize that?
I couldn't picture myself with anybody else. Everybody knew him already. I was comfortable. We were comfortable. We were.
It was comfort.
Best friends. Yeah, it was comfort. Yeah, very comfortable. Yeah. And we had fun together. It was fun. Somewhere there, it changed. Like I said, all of a sudden, relationships became difficult to maintain. And maybe it was because I became very unhappy and I was miserable. And that also took a strain on my relationships because all I did was complain and I was very negative. And I think when when my husband left and walked out, that's when I hit my rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I wasn't happy before. Now, I was alone. I had 2 young kids. I was in this house that I didn't know if I was gonna be able to keep it. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I knew nothing anymore. My future just looked so bleak. And all that anger that I had taken out on everybody else, now I turned inward, and I really hated myself for a long time.
That's very strong words.
Yeah, I hated myself. I felt better alone than to have to put anybody through my negativity and the way I was feeling. I felt like I couldn't explain, I couldn't express. I thought maybe even, I spent 4 years in denial, really.
4 years in denial in the marriage?
No, after the marriage.
After the marriage.
I thought, maybe I'll win him back.
So you were holding out hope.
Yeah, I couldn't make myself happy. I still wasn't happy. How could I? So I gave up on that. But a good 4 years it took me before I finally looked in the mirror. And the kids kept me busy. So it was work and kids. It was all motion, just motion, numbness. Other than going to work, that was it. I was depressed. And I finally looked in the mirror, and that was something I always avoided doing. But I finally looked in the mirror and I said, I don't like this person. I don't know who this person is. I thought I was a strong woman, and I needed to be strong for my kids.
Right.
They needed me. That's why I was here. It was the only thing that was kind of keeping me going was those kids. Mm-hmm. And they needed me. So I needed to be that role model. And the way I was not good. And I was tired of fighting. I was tired of being angry. I was tired of feeling the way I was feeling. I just wanted to be happy. I didn't know, I almost felt like, do I even know how to feel happy?
Did you ever know how to feel happy?
I do now.
You do now. But how long do you think you were depressed for?
Oh,
like how long would you say you were depressed from when you recognized you were depressed and then looking back?
Just the past couple of years. Yeah. Just the past couple, in different stages, you hit depression, can go into different stages. Right. Yeah. And, so even when the Reiki calls, I was still disconnected, and that made me.
So what drew you to Reiki?
Pardon me?
What drew you to Reiki? What?
I knew I needed energy healing. Actually, you know what? When I came into Reiki, I thought it was going to be strict exchange of, I'm going to release some energy and I'm going to get some good energy back. And yay. And when I walked out of that first session, red eyes, and I knew, no, there's more to this. It's Reiki works. It'll bring up stuff.
Right. That's buried.
It brings up stuff. Yeah, it works. And I love to explain it like a counter. You wipe down a counter and it's clean, right? You get the crumbs off. It's clean. But then there's some areas where you need to scrub a little bit more.
Yeah.
Other areas, scrub a little bit more.
Yeah, right into the corners. Right? That's what I often say. I often say that with Reiki, and my experience with Reiki has been that it brings out everything that's hiding in the blind spots.
Right. I didn't even know some of the things
that were hiding back there.
Yeah. And I think after that, yeah, absolutely.
And I remember when we met, you came because I was hosting a relationship and courting evening. And that's when you and I had met.
Yeah.
And I clearly remember you in that class. Yeah. So full of life still. So I know you say you were depressed, but on the outside.
Because at that time.
You have this vibrant energy about you.
Because I wanted to be happy. I was trying to be happy. So after looking in the mirror and realizing I needed help, so I started to look for I was looking for a life coach. And what I found was a law of attraction life coach. And so I did sessions with her for a couple of years, and she helped me in my mindset, and we, you know, went through processes. And so for a good while, I was happier. You know, my vibration increased. I was happier. I even met someone, right? And that was something I didn't think. I mean, I was dead inside. You have to understand this. Even when I got married, I'm going to be very honest with everyone. I did not kiss my husband while we were married. Like, I mean, you know, kiss. Romantic. There was no romance, right?
Like more intimate connection.
Yeah. And I was dead. So when I started, that was good. It brought back feelings that I never even thought I'd ever feel again. But that relationship, as good as it was difficult. It was on and off. And things were going good in my life, better. Thinking positive, you know, feeling the shifts. But when we finally decided to break it off, because I think we both knew we were in different places and it just wasn't going to work, and we had just both gone through too much to, you know, I ended up at your
relationship and court class.
I needed to, I felt, and be practicing the law of attraction. I knew what cutting the cord meant. I knew, you know, exchange of energy, you know, soul fragments.
And forgiveness.
Yes.
Forgiveness is huge.
Yeah. So I went because I thought that's going to help me, because I felt, again, hard to love. I felt I'm never going to meet anyone. Oh my God. I met such a great guy and he didn't want to be with me. And, you know.
And all this belief that was running in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how old was that belief? All those beliefs.
My whole life.
How far back did it go?
Oh my gosh, since I was a kid, probably.
So when you recognize that these wounds are what leading our life today, right? So when you came to that cording class, the cord clearing class, and relationship and forgiveness, and what's the one thing you remember that stood out the most for you in that class? Because I think really that's where your journey, okay?
There was a few things. So in that class, so I went there to cut the cord. And what I realized was that I was okay with that. I wasn't mad. I had forgiven him. There was a lot more forgiveness I needed to do for myself. And
for you to forgive you.
Yeah. And I also remember hearing, and you didn't talk too much about it, but you brought up the chakras, and there was the root chakra in specific. And because I was starting to feel a little bit of pains and stuff, it kind of stuck with me. And I thought, ooh, the chakras, they're associated with physical, you know, your physical body and your emotions. And I thought, and energy. And I thought, ooh, this is something I need. So I kind of walked away from that class. I almost felt I had to go to that class to learn that I needed to heal my energy. It wasn't just about cutting cords. It was about more work, inner work, deeper work than just the thought process, right? Because this was not feeling what this was feeling.
Well, a lot of times we're living in here.
Yeah. As much as you try to fake it till you make it, sometimes it doesn't work. And that's where the Reiki and the chakra healing come in. Get that connect again.
Yeah, because then you went off, you went on, and you're a Reiki, you're not only a Reiki practitioner, you're a Reiki master.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a chakra balancing practitioner as well. So what do you feel you know, led you there, right? What got you to further explore that avenue? Like,
well, I'm the type of person, when I go in full. So I wanted to learn it. I just wanted to learn it. I wanted to learn it all. I felt it was helping me. I knew I could use it to help others. And I think a lot more people are aware of their emotions nowadays. And especially I think going through this COVID, how, you know, it's bringing up a lot of
everything that's been buried. It's floating to the surface.
Yeah. And so
the fears.
I want to help. I want to help people learn how they can heal themselves too.
So what was your biggest learning from all that? Because Reiki is something that we really, for all us practitioners, you know, who are certified and who've, you know, been on this spiritual path, Reiki is something that we bring into our life on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Doing self-Reiki on ourselves and, you know, our 5 principles.
Yes.
Just for today.
Yes.
Right? Just for today. Don't worry. Right? Worry is a big one. Like, we are in a state of worry.
That was
A
me.
lot of people in a state of worry, right? Pardon?
Mm-hmm. That was me, Chicken Little.
Right?
Thanks,
And just for today, do not be angry. And we really come to a place of centered to do our work honestly, to be grateful and kind to all living things, to do our work honestly, and to really just be in that moment, right? And when we're in that moment, we really connect to the core of who we are, right? And how much of that have we given ourselves away to relationships, right? And then this is where the chakras come in, right? We give ourselves or sacrifice ourselves to relationships out of fear, right? Fear of security, fear of stability, fear that is anyone ever going to love me, right? Well, what did you say when that relationship ended?
I'm hard to love.
I'm hard to love.
Hard to love. I felt very hard to love. I know I'm not easy, but I'm full of love. I don't understand.
Yeah, you are full of love and you're lovable.
It was something I was struggling with, and I struggled with a lot. And I realized I had a lot of grief in my heart.
Right. This is all about connection. This is all about love, right? So if you're going out there and you're thinking, I'm hard to love, what do you think is going to happen? Like, what energy are we putting out there? You're going to attract that.
I needed to heal. And so I remember going for my first session with you, my first holistic integrated session. It was 2 hours.
Those were your favorite.
Oh,
those were your favorite.
Smudging, oils. It was just a spiritual, holistic experience, which is, I love. And I realized walking in just out of that first session, red eyes, of course, that
Why do you keep saying red eyes?
Because I was crying. I cried every session, you know me. Yeah, I realized I was in relationships most of my life. Just jumped from one relationship to another. I'd never been alone, which was interesting to me because I always thought myself as a very independent woman and strong. And somehow I felt I needed somebody there to feel complete and whole.
Yeah. That's where we have a lot of similarities, right? And that's why I say, like, I've done a lot of my healing work through relationships because I was a lot like you, right? Single mother, 28, you know, and it took me a long time to recognize that the relationships that I was in, like, it wasn't, we always like to point the finger at other people. Like it's everybody else's fault, right? And really, the biggest change starts to happen when we look within. When we look within and we look at the wounded parts that created every single relationship that we had, right? And my biggest, I guess, aha moment was, you know, just like you, I looked in the mirror one day and I thought, I'm the common denominator in all these relationships.
Right. That's exactly it. Yes.
I'm the common denominator.
And that's what held me back. Yeah.
And until you take that deeper look and being that common denominator, I had to recognize which parts of me created all those relationships. And I can sit here today and say how grateful I am for each and every single one of them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them, because they each brought me a very special gift, whether it's to make me stronger, whether it's to take a deeper look at myself, And let's face it, the people that we were with, they did love us the best way they knew how. Can you agree with that?
Absolutely. I can now.
Right?
Yeah.
They loved us the best way they knew how.
Yep.
Our parents loved us and love us the best way they know how, because they've got their own wounds that they bring to the table too.
Absolutely.
Right? That's where I call breaking the family karma. Once we see things, you can't unsee them. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. And doing that deeper healing work is what sets us on a new path.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to set yourself on this new path, you have to be able to forgive all those parts and all the pain that we carry with us. So forgiveness is huge. And, you know, I don't call it cord cutting. I always call it cord healing and cord clearing, because when you look at the attachments of these cords, one cord is attached to us, the other cord is attached to the other person. And even if you cut it, there's still a part that's still left with you, and there's still a part that's left with them. So we need to heal the cord first and heal every pain that created it. Because what happens is whatever we probably didn't get in our childhood, we're holding somebody else responsible in adulthood,
Mm-hmm.
right? I always say that hurt people hurt people,
Yeah.
right? And so it wasn't until I did my deeper chakra work, because it's the chakra work where I really felt and really was able to look at the blind spots, right?
Right.
Reiki's like, it clears the energy, but the chakra works makes you look like very deep into this inner child work that we need to do, right?
That's the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think, you know, these healing modalities have helped you overcome?
Oh, lots, and still working on lots. I have learned, did you hear my son? I have learned to speak up more, use kinder words too. When setting my boundaries, which I had a really hard time doing with people because I wanted to feel so liked, and I didn't want to make anyone angry, and I wanted to please everyone. And what I've learned is how to create these boundaries for myself, so that I can stay in my power and be able to speak and show up me. I think I wore a lot of different faces with all my relationships, you know, and I think when my marriage ended, that was it. It was kind of like, I didn't know who to be anymore, and I just wanted to be me.
Well, because it was a betrayal on yourself, right? You betrayed yourself.
Yeah.
To be what they all wanted you to be.
Yeah. I gave my power away.
Which is all about boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, you know, how would you best describe to someone who's thinking about, you know, this healing modality and how, because a lot of people say, well, what is it? What is this Reiki energy, right? So what would you say? Because I remember when you first were certified as a Reiki practitioner, one of the things that you were so adamant about was like, why can't other people see this?
Yes.
I remember you used to specifically say that.
Yes.
Why can't other people just get this? Like the power that's behind this beautiful energy system, and other people don't have a clue what it is.
No.
And how do you convince them? And I always say it's not even about convincing. It's
no,
about, You can't convince someone
No.
to do something, right? So how best would you describe, you know, what this energy work, you know, can help someone with?
Like I said, it's an energy healing. It's like an energy massage. It brings up things that you're holding inside. So we're all energy, right? And our energy is affected by our emotions, our feelings, and our thoughts. And these over time with experiences, situations, you know, it builds up. And if we don't clear that out, a lot of us will push that down and it'll come out as anger. That's how it came out with me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but that was normal to me too, growing up, fighting, you know, you fought with somebody.
It's what you knew.
That's what
It's
you
what
argued.
was familiar.
Yeah, you know, they loved each other. They fought. The more they fought, the more they loved each other.
Right.
You know, the louder they were, the louder they were. That meant they cared even more.
Right.
You know?
That's the message you got.
Yeah, that's the message I got. So I would say you need to, it's just do it. Go in with an open mind. That's what I did. And do the work. Give it a try. You'll see a difference, a change. I'm a much nicer person than I used to be. I find a lot of people will say that just about themselves. They'd be like, I went to work today and said I was a nicer person. It's light. It helps with your energy. It helps shift you into, once you can heal, once you can acknowledge what's been holding you back and release that, you can shift to a higher vibration, you know?
Mm-hmm. So other people have seen a change in you.
Oh, yeah. My ex-in-laws said they like me better more now.
Wow.
I know. I love them. Yeah. Yeah. And we actually hang out a lot more now and talk more now, right?
Nice. Nice. So what can you pinpoint that people have that have said about you that has changed? What have people like really focused on or highlighted about you?
That I'm more positive. I'm very positive about things. I have a lighter look on life.
Yeah.
I'm coming across a lot stronger, I guess, to people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a lot. It's funny because even my parents, I find, are talking to me differently too now, right? I feel a lot more respected, actually, you know, and I'm respecting people more too. It's great. It's really helped in the relationships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's important to meet people where they're at on the journey, right? So you've actually, you know, you've had such a huge passion for this work that you've started your own business.
Yes. So
right?
Yes. I have embraced my entrepreneurship, my entrepreneur in me.
Absolutely.
Started my business, Lift Your Vibe.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about where all of that is at for you? What do you do specifically?
Okay, so I've created Lift Your Vibe, and I do Reiki and chakra healing. I do offer soul, if anyone looking for some soul coaching, I do offer my one-on-one Phoenix sessions where I use the law of attraction coaching as well as Reiki and chakra healing and any other holistic modalities that people may need at that time. It's different. Sometimes you need different things at different times. And so I do offer that. And I've also, with the Reiki and the chakra healing, I have Oh, there's one thing that people, it's brought out my creative side.
Has it ever?
Okay. Yeah, it has brought out my creative side. I've started to dream more. And so I created my own little bath and body line.
Do you have anything you can show us?
I do. So I use premium essential oils, and I do specialize in chakra and emotional scents, right? So I'll use scents that are specific to the chakras and to the emotions. And I have created, I'm going to twist you guys around, okay? I created, so there's, I don't know if you can see, this is my chakra bath bombs and soap set. And they are, so I do sell them separately too in larger sizes as well. And it's been good. A lot of people are loving them. And they're great. I created this because, well, I enjoy making things. I actually didn't realize how much I enjoyed this. To me, is very therapeutic. I get to smell and smell. And people love this. When I gave it to them, I just started doing it with my daughter at Christmas time. We just made some snowman bombs. It was just to give gifts. And when I saw the reactions and people and they were excited to go home, they were going to go and take the time
for themselves
to go and take a bath and use that. And I thought, perfect. That's another way I'm going to lift people's vibes, right?
Right.
I love my oils. And
you're also a doTERRA representative.
I am a doTERRA. I am a
so
doTERRA.
You're using a good quality product.
Very good quality product. And and we all know the benefits of essential oils on the body and the mind and the soul, and how it can help balance. And you can play that into the chakras too. And I love the smell. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to make these products and use good ingredients too, because I love natural stuff. And what a better way to take care of yourself. I don't know. I just love it. So I'm really excited to introduce this and have my own little shop going now.
And where is your shop? Like if anybody's interested in looking up and, to get some of these products.
So I have opened up an Etsy shop. You can get there from my website. I have a link menu tab there. You can click to go to my Etsy shop. At www.liftyourvibe.com or CA. Okay. And I also do have Facebook pages too. I have one for Lift Your Vibe, the healing, and then I have one for the bath and body. So I will be creating new products. Yeah,
so
on Facebook.
You have
two pages, but one is for my bath and body, where I will list all new products coming up, any specials, anything like that.
Okay, and what's that page? If anybody wants to go to that page,
I can send the link to you?
Sure. Well, can you read it to me? I'll put it in the.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
For me,
that's okay.
It's Lift Your Vibe Bath and Body.
Okay. That's the page for Facebook.
Yeah.
And then how about, and then you're on Instagram?
I am on Instagram too. And I do have a YouTube channel, but I haven't really done anything yet. This is all, I'm a work in progress too.
That's
right?
fantastic.
So,
That's fantastic.
Yes,
so